Brothers and sisters, the darkest moment in the night, the moments right before dawn. This is the darkest moment of the night. That's why, for those who are struggling in life, those who have things that make them worry, going through a hardship and calamity, I want to tell you that I know for sure, and I want you to know, that the payday is coming very soon to you. So many of us live very long life without discovering the talents and the blessings that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have given to you. Once a teacher of mine, when I was very young in age, he took me in his car and he said, Waleed, I want to take you to the place in our city where it has more potential than any other place in our city. It has potentials to make billions of dollars. It has a potential to change the world. It has a potential to cure so many diseases and to solve so many problems. So I was thinking, where are we going to go? University? Or research centers? Or, I don't know, big companies? A news outlet? What is it going to be the most resourceful place in our city? And he took me to the cemetery. And it's like, cemetery? What potential people have in the cemetery? He said, inside these graves, there is ideas worth billions of dollars. In these graves, there is so many talents and potentials beyond your imagination. But what happened to it? It was buried with the people who had these talents and ideas and potentials. They never utilized it. They never used it. He said, don't ever let your talents and your potential to be buried with you. Make sure that you exercise it before you go to your grave. The abilities that Allah have given you as a human being beyond your imaginations. But the problem is we never discover it. We never utilize it. And it's never been too late. So many of us blessed with so many things, but unfortunately we don't feel the trust and the self-esteem to use it. These are gifts from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to you. What you do with it is your gift back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
In our struggle, daily struggle, we always face with limitation. We always run into that wall. We always find ourselves not moving forward. Perhaps if we ask ourselves the question, why am I in this situation? And what is the problem that I cannot move forward with my life? The clear answer would be because you put yourself in that situation. The answer would be the only limitation that can be put on you is the limitation that you put on yourself. Now, no one else has the authority or the resource or the ability to restrict you, to put you in a cage, to put you in a situation where you cannot move forward. High aspiration. Every single Muslim, every single human being should live under that banner, high aspiration. I want to move forward with my life. See, all of you sitting here, whether you're Amir or Ma'mur, whether you are the man of authority or someone has authority over you, whether you work for someone or you work for yourself and others work for you, whether you're in this situation because you want to be here or someone forced you here to be here, whether you like it or not, there is no limitation except the limitation that you have over yourself. Make that clear. And if you look in the lifestyle of Muslims nowadays, they always say, I want to be a humble Muslim. I want to live with the minimum. I want to live with what that is enough for me and my family for the day. I want to live in a simple house. I want to drive a simple car. But this is not what Islam teaches. No. Islam teaches that you must aim higher than that. Islam teaches that if you're driving a certain vehicle, you better upgrade yourself.
So we want the best of both worlds, inshallah. Is there anything that says if because you're a super religious person, you can't have a nice car, for example, you shouldn't have a nice home, you shouldn't have a degree? I just want the person who says yes to this question, I want to understand, where did you get that from? Okay, where did you get that from? And so many of the Sahaba were, by our standards today, and by the standards back then, they were millionaires by today's standards. Millionaires, not very wealthy, but millionaires. Okay, Abu Bakr during one period of his life, he was a millionaire by our standards. Uthman ibn Affan was a millionaire. Abdurrahman ibn Auf, millionaire. Okay, now with these millionaires, did they just live in luxury and like today's millionaires, they live in luxury and that's it, everyone else wishes they had their money? No, their millions helped Islam. Their millions helped Islam tremendously.
But the key thing is, have your billions and your millions in your hand, not in your heart. Meaning, use it for the development of your hereafter. Right? And the scholars have also discussed this concept of zuhud. What is zuhud? You know, zuhud, does it refer to you driving a car that's about to fall to pieces? And if you drive the latest vehicle with the latest amenities and technology, does that mean you're not a zahid? And the scholars say no. As long as you know your wealth is in your hands and it's used for the benefit of your hereafter, it makes you a zahid. Right? So no doubt the Sharia intrinsically, as we've said, encourages you to be an entrepreneur, to go out there, use your intellect, use your God-given ability, and be rich for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and use your wealth for the empowerment of Islam and the Muslims.
We never quit. We never give up. Put our trust in Allah. Because the promise of Allah is that you will succeed if you put your trust in Allah. I didn't want to leave you with this khutbah here and say, well, that's only talk the Shaykh gave us. I went through that. I used to live out of my car. Ask Brother Azad. I didn't have a house here. I didn't have a resident here when I started coming here. Wherever the night took me, I stayed by a friend and somebody until I got an apartment. And I never used to drive a Mercedes car. Lexus. Somebody gave me a car for free. Maybe $50 was worth the car that time. You know, you could buy a car for $500. I was driving a car worth $50 that a man gave away from the shop. It doesn't just jump like that. We got to go through the sacrifice. Put the tawakkul and trust in Allah. Put the trust in Allah. Have the iman and faith, and Allah will help us, inshallah.
I would just like to say, you know, don't give up. Whatever you do, whatever your problems are, wherever you're at in your life, whether it's family, your in-laws, your husband, your kids, or whatever situation, if you're a kid and you think it's mom and dad and it's school, it's just like, don't give up. There's going to be a day where that light's going to shine, inshallah, and you're going to be like, subhanallah, I made it. I made it. And when that day comes, not only will you be thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but you're going to, inshallah, change your view. But you got to hold on to that rope. And as you know, so many of us came as refugees and we held on, and subhanallah, no one knew where we'd be today. So hold on to what you've got, and no matter what comes in your way, just keep chugging in. Even if you do it a little bit at a time, don't give up.